Netanyahu projected to win Israeli election, but exit polls suggest bloc just short of majority by Andrew Carey, World News. Updated 1006 GMT 1806 HKT March 3, 2020 Israeli exit polls show Benjamin Netanyahu in the lead. Israeli exit polls show Benjamin Netanyahu in the lead 209 Jerusalem World News as counting gets underway in Israel's unprecedented third election in 11 months. Initial exit polls projected Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party as the winners. But even if the final results bear out these projections from Israel's three main news channels, Netanyahu will still need to find partners to form a coalition government with a majority in the 120-seat parliament. Just after polling stations closed across Israel at 10 p.m. local time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, the Israeli TV stations flashed the result of their individual exit polls, all showing Netanyahu's right-wing Likud party ahead of former military chief Benny Gantz's centrist Blue and White party. Exit polls in Israel, as elsewhere, come with a disclaimer. Sometimes they prove to be extremely prescient, while other times they are woefully wide of the mark. Even so, politicians and voters alike still take them seriously and watch them closely. With almost 1/4 of the votes counted, all three main TV stations are projecting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party will finish between 3 and 5 seats ahead of its main rival, the Blue and White party of Benny Gantz. But all three channels continue to project that a bloc made up of Likud plus Netanyahu's preferred coalition partners, the hardline right-wing Yamina, along with the two religious parties, would win 59 seats, which is 2 seats short of an overall majority. Israel is voting on Monday. Here and #39s what you need to know. Israel is voting on Monday. Here's what you need to know. Israel's Channel 12 news projection shows Likud taking 37 seats and Blue and White with 33, while Channel 13 news forecasts 37 seats for Netanyahu's party and 32 seats for Gantz's. Addressing Likud supporters at the party's election night headquarters in Tel Aviv, Netanyahu declared victory against all the odds. He said he had withstood tremendous forces. People said the Netanyahu era was over, he declared. We have turned Israel into a superpower, he said, referencing the economy, security, and foreign relations. Later on Tuesday, Netanyahu said he would convene with the other right-wing and religious parties with the aim of forming a strong, national government for the State of Israel. Israel's right-wing parties claimed victory after the exit polls projected a bloc led by Netanyahu, made up of his Likud, the hardline right-wing Yamina, and the two religious parties, on track to secure 60 seats. It is not clear at this stage from where Netanyahu will take the extra seat, or seats, he would need to get a majority in parliament. Back in April's election, the same bloc of parties secured 60 seats in the Knesset, but he was still unable to form a government. Gantz, meanwhile, has refused to concede defeat but told supporters at his election night headquarters in Tel Aviv that he said he shared the feeling of disappointment and pain. This is not the result we wanted and not the result that will put Israel back on the right track, he said. He described the election campaign as the most difficult in the history of Israel and said he and his party had been the victims of lies and smears. They thought I would break under the pressure, but I did not, and I will not, he said. 29 parties contested this election. It is expected that either 8 or possibly 9 parties should make it over the 3.25% threshold required to win representation in the 120-seat Knesset. Turnout has been identified by all the parties as key to success in this election. Gantz posted a video at the end of his campaign in which he told supporters to get 4 friends and take them to the polling station to vote for his Blue and White party. Otherwise, he warned, it is a 4th round of elections. After casting his ballot, Netanyahu also urged Israelis to go and vote. This is a democracy. You have a great right that you should exercise, he said. The Central Election Commission posted updates through the day on voting numbers, which quashed fears of voter apathy. With 2 hours of voting left, Israeli election turnout was at a 20-year high. Turnout stood at 65.5% at 8 p.m. in Israel, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, with just 2 hours of voting left, according to the Commission. That compares with a figure at the same point in the September 2019 election of 63.7%. It's the highest figure at this stage of an election since the poll in 1999. Among the more than 10,000 polling stations up and down Israel were 16 tents erected in parking lots, which had been specially set up for voters under self-quarantine over a heightened risk of the coronavirus. As the coronavirus outbreak continues across the world, affected voters were under instructions to drive themselves solo to the locations, where they were met by election officials dressed in full protective gear. More than 5,000 Israelis are currently under instructions to self-quarantine.